I'm at the National Farm Machinery Show with J. Cole Sanford of New Holland. They're celebrating 50 years of rotor technology. Tell me a little about what you're doing to celebrate this achievement.
Yeah, sure. So, Mr. Greg, it's really cool this year because of the 50th anniversary. So back in 1975, New Holland launched the first self-propelled twin rotor combine, the TR70. And you could probably fit that inside the grain tank of this current combine. So 8 years prior. So I wasn't even around for that, but I did grow up in the cab of a TR. My dad worked at a dealership and also helped on a farm that used exclusively New Holland equipment. So I grew up in the cab of those early TR machines and remember it well in the childhood. And then you fast forward 50 years and then you see what we have here for our celebration for the twin rotor machine. The CR10 is our next gen chassis that's continuing the launch of the CR11 that we had actually at this show last year. And really it continues on high capacity for the Class 9 market. And that's what we saw last fall. So we had the opportunity to run a lot of machines on our demo fleet with customers, and we got to see all those things we talked about last year during the CR11 launch and continued with the CR10 launch there last fall. And we got to see all of those things in practice. So all the widgets, all the things that we love to talk about as product specialists, what does that actually lead to? It leads to high capacity and high productivity for the customer. And that's really what we're after, which leads to profit for them and get their harvest completed in a timely manner. And so it's real exciting to have that culmination come up. And as you see on the front of the window there, the big 50th anniversary logo. And then of course we have some swag, of course, to go with it. So it's going to be a really fun year this year. I'm looking forward to it.
So, to say the least, over 50 years, the rotor must have changed quite a bit from its early days.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what is the biggest standout feature of modern rotor technology, modern twin rotor technology
that's right.
on this combine?
You know, I think it's the rotor itself has went through an iteration of development, right? If we took the horsepower of that first TR70, I used to know that off the top of my head, it's sub 200 horse. And on the CR10 that's behind us is 635 horsepower, and the CR11 is 775 horsepower. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting that the same concept has now doubled or tripled in horsepower available to it. So the technology that we put into the rotors gives us that capacity. And I'm going to say another thing. So the rotor diameter on the CR10 and 11, 24 inches, where the original was 17. So we've gotten bigger. We've also gotten longer, but it's the things around the rotor. When we talk about the top covers, which is basically the rifling that helps control the material as it goes through, those are now adjustable. The top covers themselves have a unique method of how they're stepped. Then automation or IntelliSense, those systems that now allow us to have those things set automatically by the machine. So not only is the actual machine, the metal, better or bigger or the right way, it's the things around it that actually help the operator harness all the horsepower and all the capacity of the machine. And I think that's where this whole deal has really evolved, and we've seen it time and time again. Really, IntelliSense came in the marketplace in that 2019, 2020 timeframe on the flagship series chassis, and it basically is now standard on the next-gen chassis, and some of the things they learned in that development process, they applied to this machine, and we got to see that in practice this fall.
So J. Cole, not only is New Holland celebrating 50 years of the twin rotor, you also have a new corn head at the show. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, Greg, it's the 9200 series head that's new for model year 25, and it's in full production right now. The biggest thing about the 9200 series head is it helps us unlock the total capacity of our next-gen combine. So the next-gen CR10 and 11 that we're showing here at the show, we need high-capacity front equipment to get the high capacity out of the base unit, and so that's what they did. The wizards in product development and innovation, I love them. They are just on another level. They determined that we need to be able to get stuff from the row unit that you see here into the auger and into the machine, and that's what the biggest thing that pops out to you on the new 9200 series is on our 12 and 16 row 30 models. We went to a 30-inch diameter auger that you see here behind us, and basically an easy way to describe that is anything that touches that auger from a product or from a material standpoint goes straight into the combine. Wow. And it unlocked a lot of capacity and ground speed that we needed to feed the monster that is behind it with the CR10 and 11.
So harvest time is just...
Yes, and the cool part about this is this head also fits on the flagship series machines. So the CR 780, 790, 890, and 990 machines, it will unlock capacity on those machines as well. Oh, nice. And so that larger throughput that you can get, in addition to the larger throughput, our new deck plates So on our previous design, only one of the deck plates moved for the adjustment, and that in the corn market, that basically is a very particular measurement that needs to be adhered to let the stock blow through, but then shear off the ear as it goes in the machine. Okay. On this next gen row unit, both deck plates move and they're centered about the stock row. So that helps us a lot with losses, cleaner picking, and more throughput, which is what we needed, right, to feed the big machine behind it. And so we saw that in practice last year in our demo fleet, and that really was key to unlocking the total bushels per hour and throughput of the base unit. And we saw that it sized the material really well with this knife-to-knife stock rolls, as well as the chopping row unit. And one last thing about the next-gen header is we split the drive up. So we have one PTO shaft on the left-hand side that drives the actual row unit, then the PTO shaft on the right-hand side of the header drives the optional chopping system. So we've separated that out, so now the design and the components are sized the right way to do the function that they're designed to do. So it's a pretty innovative header, as I said, and again, we got to see that in practice this last fall.
Yeah, it sounds like a really big change from what was offered before.
Absolutely,
so, yeah,
absolutely.
Sounds terrific.
Yep.
Thanks again, Jake Cole.
No problem.
Take care.
Yep, thank you.